Hey guys, Vicky Magic here again, and today I am talking about business. So a lot of you have suggested to me that one of the things that you'd like to be included in the Wake Up Club is more on business coaching and business tips. So today we're talking about business. And actually, even though this is related to business, it actually is really related to life as well, because what I'm going to talk about today is managing our time. And when it comes down to it, being successful in business really does involve time management. And so how are you at managing your time? Would you say that you're really, really good, or would you say not so good? I know for me personally, I did not used to be very good at managing my time. And I've always been a person who has been busy, busy, busy. Always had too much to do and too little time to get it done. And I'm going to suggest that potentially some of you are in the same boat where you actually do have a lot to do and sometimes just find yourself unable to find enough time to get it done. We spend so much time doing things each day that essentially are not actually productive, essentially are not actually making us income and not actually making us money. So something that I learned quite a few years ago through somebody that I was working with was actually breaking up your time into and your day into 90-minute sections. So this is something that I learned from a coaching system called Red Day Coaching, and the fellow's name was George, and I owe this to George because I'm really grateful, and something that I've kept going ever since, and it's really made such a massive difference to my business, such a massive difference to my day. And so what I do is I break my day up into 90-minute segments. And in that 90 minutes, I'm actually only allowed to do one thing. So for example, for me, what I do in the beginning of each day is from 9 o'clock to 10:30 is when I do my emails. And so for 90 minutes, I go through my emails, sort my emails, answer my emails, or write emails. So only in that time of day. Any other time of day from 10:30 till 5 o'clock, I can't do that. Now, I might get to, let's say 4:30, where I'll have a look at my emails for the day and potentially just, answer the ones that are really urgent and have to be addressed that day. But in essence, on the whole, I will make sure that the 90-minute block where I'm allowed to do emails is the only time of day that I can do that. For me, I will then have a break. So after that 90 minutes, I'll have a break. That's where I can go to the ladies. I can make a cup of tea or coffee. I might even check Facebook or Instagram or something like that. But then after that, 10 or 15 minutes break, whatever I allow that to be in that time, but I make sure that I actually give myself an amount of time for that break. And sometimes it's different to other days, depending on, how much time I actually have. So the next thing I do is I pick another 90-minute section, and what I'm going to do in that time. And for me, almost every day, that next 90 minutes is about prospecting. It's about looking for and following up on clients. So if I've had an appointment with a client the previous week, then that 90-minute time is the time when I follow up or send them a proposal or phone them or something else. Or in that 90-minute time, which is the prospecting time, I might, go through and look at who I might prospect in that time. But that is the only time of day in that 90-minute section that I do that. So then might have another break after that, and then the next 90 minutes of the day will be, actually looking at the next issue of the magazine. What are the stories that are going to be in there? Who am I going to write about? What are the columns going to be about, etc., etc. And it's a 90-minute block where I don't do anything but that. So, and then have a break, and then I do it again. Now, for me, I only do those 3 or 4 blocks per day, and then I'm done. Because for me, if I actually focus my attention on just those 3 or 4 blocks, depending on the day, some days there's 3, some days there's 4, but they're actually focused. And when you really spend that 90 minutes focused on one area, you really get so much more done. It's amazing how much more you get done in that time. And so I actually find sometimes that I do actually only need the three sections in the day, and I get more than enough done in that time. As I said, some days I do 4, but most of the time I'll only do 3. So think about it for you. What time do you want your day to start? Is it 8 o'clock? Is it 8:30? Is it 9 o'clock? Whatever time it is, put in place, that's that time for that 90 minutes, and write it into your schedule. So you actually write it into your schedule. That's the trick. That's the key. That's the answer, by actually putting that in your schedule. And if you do have appointments already in place, obviously putting those in place too. If there's a certain phone call that I have to make at a certain time, then obviously that goes in. And if that does fall between that 90 minutes, that's okay if it's just a phone call that I've agreed to make at a certain time. But by scheduling your day, absolutely, you can get so much more done. So this is really about helping you to get so much more done in each and every day, and to actually really using the time in every day to its maximum potential. I am only allowed to make cups of tea, look on Facebook, or, any of those things that often detract me from my focus in the break periods. So doing that for yourself is going to set you up for success. So give it a go. Give it a go for a week. Give it a go for a month. And again, what I'd like to invite you to do is, if you are going to give it a go, share this with your buddy. So share with your buddy how you're going to do it. Share with your buddy your schedule for the first week of how you're going to see this look, what you're going to put into your 90-minute blocks, and how you're going to fit the day into that schedule, and just share it with your buddy, because it really does help to share it with your buddy, so that you can then be accountable to make sure that you live into those promises that you make for yourself. If you're human, and we all are, we make promises to other people and we keep them. But when we make promises to ourselves, sometimes we don't keep those. So that's why I often encourage you to share what you want to be accountable for with your buddy, because it's going to make it much more possible for you to live into that promise that you want to keep. So thanks for listening, guys. I hope this has been helpful for you again today. With the Wake Up You've Got This Club.